In this lesson, you will learn how to create a serialized package. A serialized package is a physical inventory item that contains other physical inventory items within it. Scanning the serialized package barcode during the prep or return process will also scan all of the contents within it. As an example of a serialized package, let's look at an amp rack case that contains multiple audio amplifiers. Each amp rack case will have its own barcode, and each amplifier within those cases will have their own barcode. If we look at the details for this amp rack, you can see that it is tracked by serial number, which means that each amp rack has its own unique barcode. The unit container is set to yes, which means that each serialized unit can have unique contents. And the contents available is set to no, which means that any of the contents that you place inside the amp rack case will not be available to rent individually. The contents can only be rented as part of the package. To build a serialized package, go to the serial unit that you want to build. You will see a Contents tab on the Serial Number Details page. When you are on the Contents tab, you will see a green bar on the top of the screen telling you that you are in Content Builder mode. Any barcode that you scan or enter when you are on this screen will be added as contents. Let's add 6 amplifiers into this package by scanning the barcodes found on each amplifier. You can see each unique barcode for each amplifier being added to the package. You can also see an option to make this item a permanent part of the package. For an amp rack like this, where the amplifiers are bolted into the case, we will make the items permanent. You can either check each item individually as permanent, or you can make the items permanent by default. To show how to do this, let's delete the items that we just scanned in. Then go to the parent item for the amp rack and change Contents Permanent to Yes. Now if we scan the amplifiers back into the package, you can see that they will be set to permanent by default. Remember, this serialized package is set to Contents Not Available. Now that we have scanned 6 of the Crown XTI 2000 amplifiers into this package, look at what happens to the overall availability of those amplifiers. The availability has gone down from 30 to 24. And if we look at the serial numbers, we can see that 6 of the amplifiers are now part of the 6 XTI amp rack package. Now, let's place the 6 XTI amp rack serialized package into a quote. Then we'll create a pull sheet. Then go to the prep screen. If we scan the barcode of the amp rack package that we just built, it will scan out the amp rack itself and all of the contents within. So if we look at the serial number information for the amp rack that we just scanned out, you can see that it is currently out on the Inventory Item Training job. And if we look at the serial numbers for the amplifiers that we scanned into the amp rack earlier, we can see that they are also out on this job. Now, let's go to the return manifest for the Inventory Item Training job. And let's scan the amp rack package in. You can see that all of the contents were automatically scanned in as well. Now, both the amp rack and the amp rack contents should be back in the warehouse. And since the contents were permanent, they will still be contained within the package. If you have any questions about serialized packages, please email support@flexrentalsolutions.com.